First of all, I want to brag about my beer pouring skill. Look at that. Look at the foam. Actually, it took me a while to, start recording this video, do the setup and everything. But before it was like going a little bit out of the glass. Oh my God. Amazing, amazing. I just feel so proud of myself, And now we're going to check out this video by the channel of European Reacts, a colleague of mine. He's from Portugal, if I'm not mistaken. He's here with his wife, and he's gonna tell us about his trip to America. They finally going to expose the truth. I don't know about what truth they're gonna be talking about, but yeah, this is gonna be a great video. Go and check out their channel. There will be a link in the description. Let's go.
Howdy,
my friends, today my friends, today is a different video. We just came back from America. We went to Sarah,
Texas and New York.
Two different experiences,
nice.
and we thought about.
I've been to New York too during a layover in the far away 2010 when I was traveling to Puerto Rico. The layover was pretty quick, just about 2 hours, so I couldn't really explore the city. But I went outside, and see the skyline. It was really, really cool. And then I had to hurry up inside again. But yeah, I definitely want to travel and explore America in the future.
Doing a video about the culture shocks we ended up experiencing there. While I was doing the list, I realized that I had a lot. We go with 5 today, but if you guys leave a like, we may do part 2. That said, Sarah, ask them for the most important thing.
Guys, leave a like, thumbs up.
And if they subscribe,
You make our day.
damn right. Sarah, let's start with this. Tell me your first culture shock.
So, my first. We saw flags in every place. We saw in houses, shops, street,
Everywhere.
even cars. So you can see that
Even cars?
the people are very proud of their
Yeah,
country, and I admire that.
no, I agree. To me, this was not a culture shock, Sarah, because I've been reacting for so long here that they told me that it would be something common. It's still impactful when you see the flag for the first time. After a while, it becomes a bit more normal. But the first days, I was like, oh wow, there is actually flags everywhere. But I'm just saying it's not a culture shock.
Is it like that? Sorry for interrupting, but is it like that in every place in the US? I'm expecting, like in Texas, people will be more patriotic. I don't know, like in New York City, Manhattan, the Bronx, and such other places. Is it still like that? Because I can't really imagine like the balcony of Manhattan. Actually, you don't have many balconies, right, in the huge skyscrapers. Yeah, so probably it's not that easy, I'm guessing. I don't know.
For me, because I was aware.
Yes, but it's different.
Oh, it's very different.
Yeah, when you see it.
If you compare to Europe, it's very different. Yeah.
It's very different. No, Americans are. I'm not sure if they are the most patriotic people in the world, but they are one of the most, for sure. Okay, let's go with my first culture shock. My first culture shock, and I'm trying to go in a different direction, my friends, because I don't want to say things that a lot of you guys are aware of. But to me, it was how good the infrastructure was. Real talk, it was really amazing. Driving in America, even though it's a bit chaotic, at least comparing where we live, but the roads, I thought, are massive, very well taken care.
Right.
So I felt infrastructure in America is something that Americans should be proud. It's really good. Of course, there will be different regions, different states. At least in San Antonio, because I drive it between San Antonio and Austin. I felt that the infrastructure there was quite amazing, and the way that.
I know what is aiming at, because me living in Italy, it's always like that. They're always doing some works on the roads, and most of the times when they are done, they don't really leave the most beautiful road paved for you, So I'm guessing it's like that in most countries. Probably in Northern Europe it's much better, but yeah, in Southern Europe, But I mean, I haven't visited really Portugal. I've only been to the Madeira island, and over there everything looks amazing. Oh my God, it's one of the most beautiful islands in the world.
They have the highways with the restaurants. I think everything is very well taught.
Yes, I
It
agree.
works very, very well for them. I will have another culture shock related with this, but I will save it for later. Sarah?
Another
Second.
one, friendly people. Everyone. The people are so nice. They talk so easily to you. They smile. And that makes me feel welcome.
Oh, I know. My friends, I'm laughing because, as you guys know, I know a bit more about America than Sarah because of
Yes.
the channel. So this to me is again something that I would say I was already expecting. No, but you are right. I mean, Americans end up being very. I felt very welcome in Texas. I felt very welcome in New York.
Yes.
To me, it was more that I felt the way Texans end up speaking, or people that live in that region. I don't know if it's the accent or something. Sounds a bit more kind to
Yes,
us, right? A
yes.
bit more. It's like your mother talking to you.
Exactly, yes.
It's something really, really interesting.
Don't get me wrong. Portuguese people are nice, but they
Yes.
don't talk easily to a stranger, you know?
Yeah, I would agree. And I actually think Portuguese people may be one of the friendliest people in Europe. I'm not
Yes.
saying this just because I actually believe that it's true. But in Texas it was
That is
different.
true.
In New York,
I will always remember that time when I was staying in the Madeira island that I went to this shop and I totally forgot my wallet. I just came from the beach, so I went there because I was living by the beach. And when I got there, I didn't have the money. And I already put everything like on the counter to pay. And the guy was like, no, don't worry. Just come back tomorrow. Have a drink on me. So this guy had like this huge thing behind him that he was spilling wine. The guy, I didn't have the money to pay. Instead of getting upset or whatever, it's like, come back tomorrow. But first, have a couple of drinks with me. Bro, that was unbelievable. And the next day when I get there to pay, he offered me even more wine. I don't know. Amazing. Everyone was super nice. That's true. Portuguese people is super friendly.
again, I have nothing bad to say.
Yeah.
But the accent is a bit more tough. No, not sure if you
Yeah.
guys understand what we are trying
To
because
say, yeah.
maybe you guys don't feel this. At the end of the day, English is your. I mean, I suspect most people watching are Americans, so.
Italian here.
But yeah, I mean, I totally agree. I totally agree with that. My second culture shock, and this is a bit obvious, but I have to say it.
Everyone speaks English.
In America, my friends, it was crazy.
Oh yeah.
I believe I was thinking about this a lot.
That's not true, right? That's not true. Most people speak other languages too, yeah.
I believe if
Spanish.
you like meat, fish, I'm not sure, to be fair. But if you like meat,
I do love meat.
America is probably the best place in the world.
Is the place.
It's the place. It's the place, my friend.
Yes, yes.
It's crazy how
I need to go. I love
you guys
meat.
do beef, pork, chicken. Because I was thinking, Americans are the best at fried chicken. Well, it's true, but Americans are also the best when it comes to brisket, pulled pork, all of those type of stuff. So I was shocked by how good the food was, how heavy the food was, and everything was massive. That again could be another culture shock, but I was ready for that. Even though I'm not sure if this makes sense, but even though I was ready for the food to be good, it's still shocking. Real talk, I think it's
Yeah.
kind of like the best cuisine in the
Yes,
world.
I
maybe.
agree with you. Yeah.
I mean, again, for seafood stuff like that, we didn't experience a lot.
No.
We had some shrimp, but
Yes.
but for meat, jeez, and even for sweet stuff, I felt America was
Oh, yes.
banana pudding. Oh man, America was good. Sarah, tell me your third, right?
Yes. We saw wild animals everywhere.
everywhere.
Specific when we were in Texas,
Yeah.
we saw deer, squirrel, armadillo,
Oh,
a raccoon.
wow!
It
We
was
don't get
Yeah.
those.
So
I don't know. Do we get raccoons and no armadillos? We definitely do not have them in Italy or Europe. But raccoons, I'm not sure. I don't think I've ever seen a raccoon before in my whole life. Maybe we got them in Europe. Maybe
the
not.
fact I saw that many wild animals, I really felt that I'm surrendered by nature, and I love it. I love it.
Yeah. No, Texas.
No, I mean, maybe that's coming because they are from Portugal. But here in Italy, especially because I also live near the mountains, I do see sometimes some deers crossing the road. Or one time when I was going to the airport, I actually got the road crossed. And what I thought at the beginning was a cat, instead it was a fox. So yeah, sometimes you do find them. That when I go pick up mushrooms, one time I got a boar just crossing, in front of me and my father. Yeah, that was pretty scary encounter. They're pretty fast. They're so fat and huge, but they're pretty fast. That's even scarier.
That region in Texas, the hill country,
Yes.
ended up surprising me so much because in my mind, Texas is like desert.
Yeah.
That's the
thought that
idea.
too.
Probably
Yeah.
because of the Wild West or something. I think that, my friends. But it was such a gorgeous place there. It's really beautiful. I'm not saying that desert is not beautiful because I actually would love to go to places like Arizona because I also find beautiful that type of climate, maybe. You know what I mean? Because the thing is, I like mountains, I like desert, I like beach, I like I like rivers. I think there is beauty.
Nature is amazing. Yes.
You can find you can enjoy exactly. You can find beauty in everything as long as you have open mind.
Just a thing that I noticed. This setup is 10 out of 10. Look at mine. Look at mine. Look at mine. Look at the difference. Come on. Should get more professional, bro.
and you are prepared to take what the place is giving to you. And that was basically our experience in America. I mean, New York is completely different than Texas, my friends. But
Of course.
I enjoyed both equally. To live this, I was talking with you about this. To live, I probably would prefer Texas. New York is a bit chaotic to me. But when I was in New York, I was so fascinated. And look, if you are young or something, and if you want to make it in life, that city seems like a great city to keep grinding and stuff like that. So it's not my thing to be.
There's a say, if you love hip hop, you gotta fly to New York.
But I understand.
If you don't,
why
you can
people
still
get
fly
so
there.
fascinated by New York.
Yes.
But I agree with you. The wild animals was crazy. I was so disappointed that I didn't saw a raccoon.
We didn't saw a raccoon, a skunk.
Yeah, I
don't know.
I think it's possible actually. My friends, I went to the trash cans at night searching for the. This is actually a roast.
Yeah, it's true.
And I was like, people was looking at me very weird at one point, but man, there is no raccoons. Well, it is what it is. Now,
Love the Portuguese pronunciation of raccoons.
this is my third, right?
Yes.
Related with the first one, and this is a bit of a critique. This is not for New York, it's for Texas. If you live in Texas and you don't have a driving license or a car or both,
You are screwed.
yeah. To me, I felt that. I felt.
But to be honest, I would say that most European cities that are not big cities, it is the same. I live in a fairly small city. If you don't have a car, technically there are buses, but they're not going at all hours. It's not that convenient. So that I would say that applies to many places. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Because at one point I was like, should I actually, rent a car for Texas? I was like, maybe no, maybe I just use public transportation. My friends, thank God we ended up getting a car. It was the best decision ever. Because again, if the first point is me praising America, the infrastructure is really good. But in other hand, since the infrastructure is so good for cars,
I do have a question. So, what if someone wants to travel around America, like going from one place to the other, just getting the train or the bus? Is there such a way? Is that even possible? Or is it very complicated and not too convenient? I'm really curious to learn about that.
to be fair, is also good for bus. But I felt public transportation actually. Again, I was prepared
Was
for
lucky.
that, but I thought you guys exaggerated a bit when it comes. Oh, public transportation is bad. I thought, okay, it's bad, but at least there is public transportation. I didn't even saw public transportation in Texas.
Just a yellow school bus.
Just the school bus, my friends. That shocked me. I have to admit. Again, if you drive, Texas seems an amazing place. If you don't drive, I was a bit shocked because I don't understand how people move there very well. I've seen they pay Ubers. They have friends.
Yes, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
But
That's true. The
seems
Ubers,
nice
yeah.
enough to be fair. Sarah, your fourth one.
So, ice cube in water. So,
Not a fan of it, to be
is hot.
honest.
I understand. You need to put ice in
Yeah,
water.
I agree.
Okay.
That is a thing, that is common not only North America but also South America. Because I will always remember when I was a little bit younger, there was this friend of my father that came to vacation with us, and his girlfriend at the time, she was from Argentina. Whenever we would go to the restaurant of the resort that we were staying, we would just get the water or wine or whatever, But she would get the water so cold because it already came cold, it came from the fridge. And she would still ask for ice cubes. The guy would bring her like 2 or 3 ice cubes. She's like, no, that's not enough. She would get like 6 or 7, sometimes even 10. Oh my God, why did I say 6 or 7? My mind is too screwed. But yeah, she would put all the ice cubes in that thing. I don't know. My teeth are too sensitive for that.
But when the weather is cold, like in New York, I was freezing. And at the restaurant, they gave me a glass of water.
With ice.
Oh my God.
For me, in that case, don't
Wow.
make sense.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
The thing is, I guess they would say, "Oh, but you can ask without ice." But the thing is, we end up sitting.
Yeah, you
on
don't
the
expect that. Yeah.
Bam! Automatic
Yes.
water with ice. I mean, it's something kind of irrelevant at the end of the day for us, right?
Yeah, but
but it's
it
really-
was freezing outside.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
No. In Texas, it felt well.
Yeah.
My friends, in Texas, it was kind of hot in November. I was shocked also by that. I guess that could be another one, honestly. But I was shocked by the weather in Texas. The weather in New York felt normal because it's also cold here now.
Yeah.
No, but I agree. The thing with ice, we reacted to a video that Lost in the Pond, Lawrence did, that Americans are obsessed with ice. I kind of agree a bit. I think Americans really love ice.
Yes.
It's fascinating. Okay, the fourth one for me. America surprised me how much a melting pot is.
Oh, yeah.
In the
Yes.
sense that you experience that everywhere. Different cuisines. I speak at Spanish multiple times in America, and to me that was weird and fascinating at the same time.
I would love to
You
experience
see
that.
you see Asians, you see white, you see black,
Right.
you see all Mexicans or Latin American people also there a lot. I mean, I know America is like that, but seeing that for the first time, it felt different than here in Europe, my friends. If you go to big cities, you experience that also here.
Like Lisbon.
Like Lisbon, Paris, forget about it. But if you live in a small town, you don't experience that melting pot of cultures.
That is true. That is true.
Basically, is quite different. So, I felt that was very interesting, and I enjoyed a lot because, for example, the cuisine in America is so good. I think that's one of the reasons. One of the reasons. One
Their
of the
own
reasons.
reasons. Yeah.
Because eating the Mexican food is so different than eating soul food.
Yeah, they have
Then there is classic American food.
exactly. They have so many different culture.
Yeah.
Then each one of them put their own culture.
Adds value to America.
Yeah,
I feel like. I know, and I'm going to say this, I know that there is a lot of talks, even here in Europe, about immigration and stuff like that. And illegal immigration is completely different, to be fair. But I think America, I mean, at the end of the day, end up benefiting a lot with
Yeah, but I would say that's because in America, most of the people has been there like from many different generations, right? I'm guessing most Asian people are like have like their own grandparents that were born in the US, while here in Europe we are experiencing that kind of recently, to be honest. Yeah, you will start to see now many black people that were born in Italy, so they speak, of course, fluent Italian. The same for Asian people. But like when I was a kid, in my school, there might have been like just two black kids, maybe one Chinese kid. It was really rare to see something like that. But I'm imagining, as he said, that in bigger cities it was actually like that. I mean, sooner or later, maybe when we will be gone, I don't know how old are you, but sooner or later we will be gone. Wow, that's took a darker turn. But yeah, in the future generations, definitely it will be different also in Europe for sure.
immigration. I really believe
And that's a nice thing, of course.
Sarah, is your final word.
Yes.
Final word.
So big portion of food. Of food.
But I mean, isn't that a good thing? You can just take away. So you eat lunch and then you don't have to pay anymore for dinner because you still have the leftovers. To me, that sounds like a great deal.
So it's true. It's a fact.
Is a fact. Yeah.
The portion, the food, the portion of food is
massive.
bigger
Is
than
much
in
bigger.
Europe.
Much bigger. Yeah.
Is a fact. Just one portion of food for is enough
It's
for
enough.
both
It's
of
crazy.
us. Yeah,
It's crazy. No, I agree. I felt that more in Texas, to be fair.
Yes.
No, but even in New York, the portions ended up being really good. But in Texas,
Yeah.
holy sweet potato, my friends, it was a different level. It was like
Yeah, probably because in New York it's very touristic, so they kind of give you a little bit less to earn more money. I'm expecting. I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know.
a plate was always like this. I could cut the plate to give off to Sarah, and we are fine.
Yes.
We end up spending a lot of money in New York, also in New York, but in America in general. Because when we went to a restaurant, since we wanted to show different foods to you, my friends, we ended up ordering a lot of stuff all the time. The first couple of days we didn't ask for the box, but then we start seeing people asking for the box to take food to
Of course.
to the home, in this case for us to the hotel, and we end up doing that because the waste of food would be too much. But actually that goes into my fifth culture shock, that I feel a lot of Americans will agree with me honestly on this one. But I felt the price of living in America. I know I have my information is not complete here, but this is what I felt, so I'm gonna say it. I felt that the cost of living in America is not that high.
Yes.
I actually felt that because I was looking at houses, 300k. Here, my friends, is almost impossible nowadays to find a good home, and I'm talking about good homes in America. Gas, I mean, my friend, I went
Pretty
to
cheap,
Buc-ee's
right?
to fill the tank of the Mustang. Was like $35 or something. I had a bit of gas still, but here, my friends, it would be like $100.
Yes.
Just for you guys to have a perspective. But one thing that we also have to have in consideration is states like California, for example, when it comes to gas or even housing, are quite more expensive than a state like Texas.
Okay.
New York is one of the most expensive, from what I understand.
What is the cheapest place to live in the US?
But we went to Walmart.
Like in real estate?
I mean, I didn't saw anything that crazy in Walmart in terms of prices, my friends. We got a couple of clothes there that ended up being very cheap, very good quality.
Yes. This is so surprising.
I'm not sure if we have.
I'm super surprised about all this because, if I'm not mistaken, Portugal should be one of the cheapest countries in Western Europe. Definitely even cheaper than Spain. And whenever I travel to Spain, I really love going to Madrid, the capital. And everything is always cheap. It's one of the cheapest capital of Europe. You definitely should go there if you want to. This year, very soon, I will go to Barcelona as well. Still haven't been there, so yeah, it's gonna be amazing.
Lower standards than you, my friends, but we felt affordable. I know Americans pay taxes like property tax, stuff like that can add a lot. Also healthcare, of course. So I don't have complete information to say what I'm saying, but at least I'm sharing with you what I felt. What I saw ended up being the same price as here or even more affordable. I mean, real talk. Even at restaurants, it was not that crazy.
Yes.
We ended up spending a lot because we ended up ordering food for 10 people. You know, because if it was just for us, it is what Sarah said. We have
one portion.
One portion is enough.
Yeah.
So yeah, I kind of miss America already. While I'm editing the videos, it's difficult because I keep remembering all the things we did. I know it was a couple of weeks ago, but feels nostalgic already. So yeah, Sarah, thank you so much. I think we did a good job.
Yeah.
Different points to be fair. I agree with all the ones you said. I didn't end up putting those on my list because like I explained, I've been reacting for longer than you, so I was more prepared for a lot of stuff. But yeah, my friends, if you guys leave a like, because honestly I have a lot of things to say. If you guys leave a like, we do like to. Sarah, say goodbye.
Bye, guys.
Bye, my friend.
I want part two. Oh my god. Yeah, that was great. Let me know down in the comment section whether you think that whatever they said, those were their culture shocks. So it was their own experience. But if there was some mistakes, something that, of course, they just traveled there for a couple of days, so maybe they made some mistakes in considerations and all that, please let me know what do you disagree with. Especially the last part is very surprising, that they said that it's cheaper than Portugal to buy a house in America, because I've seen some videos of Portugal, like in central Portugal, you can get a house for like 15,000 euros. That's like less than $20,000. So yeah, that's really surprising. I mean, even in my city, you can find a house easily for like 30 to 40k. I mean, it's not gonna be a villa with a pool and everything super cool. Those ones are a little bit more pricey, but yeah, come on. I mean, an honest apartment where you can live, sometimes it's even a house, not just an apartment. You can find those for about 40 to 50k. If they're bigger, sometimes you can even find them for 20 to 30,000. So yeah, it's very surprising. You gotta tell me in the comment section whether it is like that. How is the real estate in the US, especially which places are on the cheaper side. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. It was a lot of fun to learn about fellow Europeans that loves America. America might be controversial at times, but it's an amazing place and I would really love to travel there, especially Las Vegas, because I love playing poker. And on that note, cheers! Have a nice day.